Hey there everyone, Nodium the Boy here coming at you with a 2-deck format deck profile on both Viamance Bruce and Youthberk. So I played in the Dear Days locals for 2024. It was just against one other person because he signed up, I signed up late, so it was just us doing 2 rounds, best of 3. He played against Messiah and he played Messiah and Gandiva. I played Viamance Bruce and Youthberk. I won both rounds 2-1, best of 3. And yeah, so I technically got first place. It's been a while since I played Dear Days. It's just against one other person. It wasn't the biggest tournament, but yeah, just wanted to try it out because I bought the DLC recently. I want to do more Dear Days content. The Divine Z anime is lit, so I want to be able to do this. Divine Z should be pretty far in by the time you see these videos, so you know. Yay! I've only seen up to episode 3, so you know, whatever. All right, we got Julian. Was very good during the matchups against Gandiva and Messiah because I was able to replenish board. His ability is when it's a unit attacks a Vanguard, counterblast 1, and this unit gets 2,000 to the end of turn for each card in your damage zone. If you have a Vanguard or Bruce in the card name, soul charge 1 for every 2 cards in the damage zone. Choose up to the same number of cards soul charge right as effect from your zone column rear guard. So it's good for replenishing board. It's pretty sick. It was very good against Snorlax guy. So Viamance Bruce is very good because he's able to get you into final burst and final rush like very quickly. At the beginning of your battle phase, if all your units have Diabolus in their card names until the end of your opponent's next turn, you final rush, and then if your opponent's Vanguard is greater or greater, you final burst. When this unit attacks, if you're in final burst, counterblast 1, choose a column, restand all of those rear guards with Diabolus in their card names, and they get 5,000 power. So that's the ability that I really enjoy because you're able to restand a whole column to swing really hard because they get 10k total, 5k each. I mostly do it with Eden, which is coming up. So that's part of the right deck. The right deck's the same, you know, be able to call the Matty in turn, call it back in, draw a card. It's nice. Diabolus Boys Eden is my favorite card in this set. If you're in Final Rush, he gets plus 5,000. If he's restood by a card effect, he gets plus 1 critical. So he combos really well with Viamance Bruce's ability, like really well. That's just the column you always want to restand like 99% of the time because of that extra critical alone. Then his on-hit ability, when this unit attacks hits, counterblast 1, choose one of your opponent's rear guards and retire it. I too am a point getter of the game, so you know. I like it. This card's solid. And then Leonard's good too because you're able to, if you're in Final Rush, this unit gets 5,000. When it would attack, it battles all your opponent's units in the column, so it's able to take out a whole column by himself. And then when he hits per unit, soul charge 1, and if your Vanguard, that last part doesn't matter because it's not specifically the original Great 3. So basically, he just helps you bump up the soul. This card's pretty good too. He's circumstantial too, but he's pretty good because of the whole he can get buffed up by 10k and 5k shield. So he's just good for that alone. His ability sometimes doesn't come up, but it comes up like sometimes if I need. These cards are just good if you need more cards on board without using hand, you know, because you soul charge some stuff and you're like, oh, maybe I can call it out, you know. And then Diabolus Heavy Launcher Patrick is pretty good too. He's the same. He's pretty similar to the other guy because he gets 10k for final burst. And when his unit attacks a Vanguard, you're in final rush. Soul Blast 1. Choose one of your opponent's rear guards. Move it to their Guardian. Yeah, and you're in final burst. Use 2 instead. So he's really good for getting rid of columns too, because he's able to move cards out off the board and force them to guard. So even if the attack is guarded, it's like whatever because I got rid of the rear guard, so it's a whole point in the swing. You know. PGs because you want to protect yourself. Diabolus Madonna Mabel is pretty good because when she boosts a Vanguard, if you're in Final Rush, counterblast 1, choose one of your Vanguards and he gets triple drive. So he can drive check 3 times. So he gives your Bruce, you know, an extra drive. Stephanie's good because she gives 5k to the column in Final Rush. Trish is pretty good because of the whole 5k 5 shield and Final Rush, so they just get big. And then she's does the same thing. It gives 5k up for Final Rush. Then we run 4 heals, 3 fronts, 4 crits, and 4 draws and an over trigger. So that's just the standard build here for Final Viamance Bruce. Like, you basically just rush them really hard, keep relentless swings going. You want to take damage early because you want to be able to have counter blasts for this guy, Eden sometimes for his soul charging, sometimes for this guy. This deck's kind of counter blast heavy, so you want to take damage early on. It's kind of like the Danji method, you know. Danji's all like, just keep hitting me, keep hit out, keep the fire going, you know. Like, you gotta get the fire going, so you can have enough counter blast, and you want to consistently be able to do this every turn. So you want to be able to like get hit enough, and Julian also takes a counter blast in case you need to use it. So it's just like you want to be able to consistently be able to use at least one counter blast per turn for Viamance Bruce, basically for his skill. The deck's pretty straightforward. You just aggro your way through. Like, you just have to aggro your way. It's like One Piece TCG with their red, you know, with red cards, you just basically have to like aggro out. You just gotta keep hitting back. You can't stop. You can't relent. You gotta burst it out. Final burst, you know. But yeah, I enjoyed the deck a lot. I really enjoyed the deck. I was very surprised I was able to take out Gandiva and what's the other guy? Messiah, the Stride, the G generation, you know, Ibuki. But yeah, it's pretty sick. I can show you the fighter log actually real quick, yeah, because it's under, nope, not under collection. Should be under fighters notes? No, it should be under fights, because the records should be under there. Yeah, fighter log. Yeah, so I fought against Snorlax guy, Locos. Let's see, deck info. So yeah, he played Gandiva, and then this one was, I think it was also Gandiva, but he also played Messiah over here. Messiah came up at some point. Yeah, right here. Pretty sick. But his deck was pretty good. Now we're gonna move on to Youthberk. Alright? The second deck of the format that I used in the Dear Days Winter Locals was Youthberk. Youthberk did not really change up. He only got this card, I think. This card from BT9. And this card from BT10. Oh, BT9 as well. I guess he didn't get anything BT10. Yeah, but use the Youthberk deck I use. It's pretty standard. Skyfall Arms is pretty good because you're able to look for a Revolve form top 3 by discarding. And then you have or call grade 2 or less, so you can get board presence. So I run for that. Gust is pretty good because you're able to get drive checks by Revolve dressing. Discard a card, it gets 10k and an extra drive. Tempest is just a straight all-around good Revolve form because you're able to get 5k to the front row. You can reveal top 2 cards of your deck by counterblasting one. Choose one of your opponent's rear guards of the same grade, and then put it on the deck, and then you put the rest in your hand. He's basically Aura Gazer Dragon on the card. That's a grade 3. It's pretty sick. Youthberk. The main grade 2s you want are Schneizel and Dobrog. I think these are pretty good. If they extend the 4 card limit, I'd probably add 4 of the other guy, the expensive card in real life. Forgot his name, but I'd add that. Schneizel's pretty good because when you place on rear guard, you can counterblast 1. Choose up to 1 grade 3 with Youthberk and the card name from the top 5, reveal it, and then put in your hand, then he gets 5k. Then when he attacks, I can, basically, if your Vanguard was placed a turn by writing from a grade 3, basically the Revolve form, you can give your Vanguard 5k. So he helps plus off the Revolve form, the Revolve dress. I think this card's pretty good too because he's an easier solution to that. He just doesn't search. When your Vanguard is placed on Vanguard by the Revolve Dress ability, choose one of your Vanguards and it gets 5k. And then you can Soul Blast or Revolve form to give it 10k when he swings. It's pretty nice, you know? His ability is when it's rolled upon by a unit with the Revolve ability. Counterblast 1, choose a grade 0 or greater card from your drop on your hand. So discarding a grade 2 or greater is good because you can just put it back later. 4 PGs, then we run 4 of the PG, and then we run 4 of the Wayward Therapy Angel because she's actually quite essential because when this card is discarded from your hand during your turn, if your Vanguard is grade 2 or greater, you can Soul Blast 1 and call it to the back row. It's pretty good because it cannot be written, cannot be normal called like normally, so you have to discard it either by ride deck, you know, by discarding it, and then you can play it, or by the Revolve forms like Tempest makes you discard a card. What else makes you discard? Tempest. Oh yeah, Skyfall. Yeah, Gust, Tempest. Just by riding from ride deck. That's it. But still, pretty good. That's what, like, that comes up, especially Gust. Gust comes up a lot. Like, this keeps happening. Like, if you're able to keep it up. I think Gust is my favorite Revolve form out of the 3. I don't even run the other one. The one that gives it from the starter deck. I don't even know if I'd run the new one in BT13 if it was in Deer Days, but I run this because if Youthberk gets in the card name, you have Vanguard, it gets plus 2k. And then when it's placed on Vanguard, when your unit is placed on Vanguard by the Revolve ability, you can put this card into Soul. I can give my Vanguard increased drive to 1. So this combo is good because then you increase the drive to 1, and then you can turn this into a twin drive when you use his ability because he gives it plus 1 drive. So the trick is you have to use her effect first to slide it underneath, Gust, and then Gust. Then use the Gust skill to make that 1 to a 2. And then if you do it with Tempest, you just get a drive check, which is better than nothing. You know, getting a drive check is just good. Like, that's just nice. So solid for that. And then we run 2 of the Knight of Vanquish Both Steel. Back row center, when your Vanguard is placed on Vanguard Circle by the Revolve ability, you can restand this unit and it gets plus 10k. So it's just straight up reuse the booster, make it stronger than ever, basically. And then we run 7 crits, 4 heals, 3 fronts, and 1 over trigger. We don't run any draws. But yeah, the Youthberk deck is pretty standard. I think it's strong. I think it's really strong. Like, I'm impressed with this build. It's pretty similar to the one I have in real life. I haven't updated it lately, but it's pretty similar right now. Like, it looks like this, basically. I'm proud. I think this deck is good. Like, I think it's gonna get some good support in BT13. It already has in real life, but like, you know. And the legal 50 card limit isn't updated on Deer Days yet either, so it's like, we'll see if it even updates someday. But yeah, that's my 2-deck format on Viamance, Bruce, and Youthberk. Yeah, so these. Thank you all so much for watching the video. I'm very happy to be doing Deer Day content again. I'm probably going to start up on story mode at some point. I like the game. I think I'll keep playing it. Like, it's just one of those things. It's just like, I don't know. I'm really bad at playing video games, so bear with me. We're trying out the new schedule for 2024, adding more Deer Days to it because there was a severe lack of Deer Days during 2023. I think there were a couple, just wasn't nearly enough. So yeah, we're gonna try to get to 100 episodes. So thank you all so much again. I'll catch you all next time, okay? Remember to keep standing up your Vanguard. Let me know what you think about Divine Z, because a lot of episodes would have dropped by now, by the time this video drops. So I'm looking forward to see how that anime progresses with how the game is going too. So, you know, Divine Z, the Fated Ones, Fated Clash, Holy Grail War. Alright, I'll catch you all later, alright? Youthberk and Viamance Bruce, I hope y'all enjoyed the deck profiles. No DMAA is officially logging off.